Hello everyone, it is I, MvpWaven. No, I'm kidding, of course. But we are going to play Waven today. Waven is a game also made by I'm. It's still an alpha, so everything you see is not final. And it's taking place in the same universe as Dofus is, so I was interested, of course. I have taken a look around. As you can see, I've made a couple of characters, practiced around a little bit to see if I like it or not, and whether I wanted to make a video about it or not. Turns out, I do want to make a video about it, hence you're watching this video now. Okay, enough talking for now. Let's jump right into it. I haven't tested out every single character yet, so today we will be training a character that I haven't played yet, so we both experience it for the first time. If you have played Waven already and you see that I'm making a lot of mistakes or anything like that, or I'm not covering the full game, let me know in the comments, because I don't really know much about this game yet, so let's have a look. Right off the bat, we have 6 different classes. And I have played Kra and Ripsa, Secure and Shrem. Or well, at least I played a couple of matches with them. I haven't played IOP and Zeller, and since IOP is usually the cookie cutter, just hit and turn off your brain class, I will be playing that now. Okay, so immediate difference from Dofus is that once you're selected a class, you have like subclasses. As you can see here, there's 5 subclasses within IOP. And they all have like a different niche, I'd say. I think they have access to roughly the same spells, but they have different passives and so maybe different mechanics. This one, for example, when your hero charges, inflicts 50% of their AT on the target. Oh yeah, so AT is your attack. As you can see here, AT, attack. Health points, critical hits, and movement points, just like in Dofus. When your hero charges, so this is like unique for this character, and you can read charge. These spells let you rush head first into the fray to attack first. Okay. Classic IOP, I'd say. Spells, knowing where best to position yourself is crucial for breaking bones. Okay. Let's have a look at Brutal Fairblade. The hero passive. When you trigger a melee effect, your hero gains 50% of their AT as AR. Now, as we know, AT is attack. AR is armor. If you play Dofus, it's similar to like a Masquerader or Zobal. With shield points, you basically get like a second health bar with armor that your opponents have to take down before they can hit your HP again. Melee, so this is unique to the class. Jump into the fray. The more opponents there are around you, the more you can hit. Okay, interesting. Next up, we have Flamboyant Kazai. Flamboyant Kazai. That's how I would imagine people say it. When you apply an elemental state, +1 sword aura in the same element as your hero. Interesting to know. In Waven, there's, just like in Dofus, there's 4 elements. I think it is wind, water, earth, fire. So it's similar to Dofus. This weapon gravitates around you to do extra damage when you attack. Okay, so this is specific to Flamboyant Kazai. They have like some kind of sword aura which will do more damage, I guess, if you cast a spell or something. Okay, next up we have Spectral Arma Blade Geddon. Okay. Start of the fight, adds the Spectral Soul spell to your hand. Now, what is this spell? Once on the field, this creature will do damage based on your AT. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you basically have a spirit on the field or something that does damage based on your attack. Interesting. And finally, Stalactos Glaive. The passive of this hero is end of the turn. If your hero has at least 1 opponent around them, they gain dephasing until their turn. Next turn. Okay. And dephasing is the ability to walk through walls, go through enemies to do damage based on your AT. Interesting. So you can basically walk over enemies and deal damage while you do so, I imagine. Okay, so this is the first one again. For the sake of this video, I think this one is like the classic IOP. It even looks like a classic IOP. More damage, get a bit of shield to tank up. So we'll be playing Brutal Fairblade. I'll call myself MvpWaven. Okay. When you create a new character, normally you'll hop right into a tutorial. I will not, since I already made another character. And it will just put you in the place where you logged off with your other character. But here you can see the deck editing. I'm level 1 MvpWaven. And you can see I have a lot of spells already. All the different elements. Ether is like some kind of basic spell, I think. Universal. Equipment, companions, and spells. Now, if you start off new in this game, you won't have equipment and companions, but because I've already played some other characters, I have that. I will not be using that for now, though. Let's have a look. In the beginning, you can have 9 spells. And just like in Dofus, there's like a cost to that. AP, 2 AP, 6 AP, 7 AP, 5, 3, 6. Anyway. Okay, so let's hop into it. When you go to map, this is like the entire world of Waven. So there is a couple of islands you can go to. You can see I've already did some fights on this island. Crackler, Whisperer. Anyway, a lot of islands. And for now, I will just go to an island that I haven't been to. So let's go to Pirate Island. Your boat gets there. Enter the island. Oh. This is not a classic island. Oh, there's an arena here. Okay, let's not do that yet. Let's go to like a classic island. Pig Island. Okay, let's hop onto Pig Island then. When you arrive on an island, you can walk around. You can see there's some other people here as well. So this is Petit Con. Bear. Bear is also a very cool IOP, just like me. For now, I don't think there's any cosmetics, so just the character you pick is the character you will play. I think this is some kind of Zeller. Anyway, we have Bozo here. And there's a story, shop, and quest. As far as I know, quest is some kind of fight. You can see, like on my previous character, I got to this fight. But since this is a new character, we are level 1. So I think we go to 1 star, level 2. The other ones will not be unlocked if you first come here. So you have to beat this quest in order to unlock this one. So let's just play, I guess. For now, we'll just keep the spells that are automatically selected for us. And of course, later on, you can just pick to play a lot of fire, a lot of earth, a lot of water or air. But for now, let's just see what they gave us. Since I have never played IO before, I have no clue what to expect. We'll figure it out while we play. So let's play this fight. As you can see, the fight takes place in some kind of small map. Similar to Dofus. There's also challenges. Apparently there's a daily quest. Okay. So this is us. We have 32 attack damage and 387 health. And this is the spells we have. And as you can see here, we have 6 AP. Now, let's see what our spells do real quick before we play. 14 magical damage. So this is really cool. If you're a melee, plus 5% riposte to your hero until the next turn. And you can, if you hover your mouse over the spell, it will explain what riposte means. When the character endures an attack, they inflict the indicated percentage of their attack on the target, on the attacker. So right now we will deal 5% damage to the enemy attacking us if we are in melee. 5% of our damage, so that's like 1 or 2. 5% of 32. Does 80 magical damage. There's at least 1 opponent around you, your hero. Plus 1 fire sword aura. And again, what is fire sword aura? There's 13 magical damage to opponents around the bearer. Okay, so we know what these 2 spells do now. That's enough for now. We'll figure out what the other ones do later. And we can hold our mouse on our character and we can move, just as in Dofus. Oh, our time is also up, so that's fine. Let's see what the piggies do. Okay, as you can see, there's also some timeline. You can see what their spells do. Okay. So this one, hook, does 13 magical damage. I want to see the thunderbolts. So to attack, you can just move to a character and just hover over them, and as you can see, it will do my basic damage. So it will do the 32 damage that I have, and now I can use my spells. So apparently this one you can only cast on yourself, and I'm assuming this one you can cast on the others as well. There's no line of sight for a lot of these spells I see. It's just, you can just cast them. Anyway, there's 14 magical damage, so we have to do it on our enemy. Okay. Oh, and now we gain shield. That's interesting. Oh, I remember. That's not in the spell, but that is our hero. If we attack someone in melee... Yeah, your hero gains 15% of their AT as AR. That's interesting. So because we have 30 to attack, every time we attack melee, we get 16 shield points. That's very cool. I see we have still AP left for one more spell. Does 13 magical damage, so let's use it. I like the animations, it looks very cool. Oh, and if your turn is finished, you can of course click finish. Oh, as you see, they hit themselves now. At least... Oh, yeah. So he hit himself with 3, and that is because of the effect that we have. That we had by casting the fire spell. The riposte effect. What's very interesting is the way this works. If you look at take a look at the spells, you see there's some values above it. So for example, this one has 1 AP value and 1 fire. This means if I cast this spell, I will get 1 of these. So right now that's +1. And 1 more fire, which is in the top, right here. So let's cast it and have a look. So we have 2 AP here and 1 fire. We finish him off. Very cool. Oh wow, that did some effect that I haven't even read. Interesting. End of turn. Okay, so what this AP means is every single turn you get 6 AP, at least as far as I've seen. So here you see 6 out of 6. But if you click on this, this is your AP reserve. So if I click on this, I will have 8 out of 6. Which means we can cast a 3 AP and a 5 AP spell in the same turn. Not every single spell gives this AP reserve. So as you can see, right now we don't have any spells. They only give elements. So let's see if this... I'm not sure what this spell does, but let's try to cast them both. Does 10 magical damage and +1 MP for the turn. If melee... +2 AR to your hero. Okay, well that's a little bit of shield. That's, yeah, we got 2 shield, we got 16 shield because of our passive, and we got an MP. But now if we click this, we get 2 more AP, and we can cast Bumper. Okay, I really like the animations of this. It's just like a massive block of stone crashing on the little pig. Okay, that's cool. So we have 2 6 AP spells, one does 28 magical damage and one does 17 magical damage. And if there is at least 1 surrounding opponent, we get a Windsword aura. Okay. I don't think there's any surrounding opponent though. Yeah. Let's just finish this guy off with the water spell. And then hit this guy. End of turn. Apparently we did the challenge. Finish off the target opponent using physical damage. So physical damage means not casting a spell, but just like attacking in this manner. And let's use the 6 AP spell on him. Okay, so now we have a wind, the thing around us. I'll just do it like this so I don't cover the... Now we have a sword around us. I'm not sure what that does. If you want to know what it does, just left click on your character, hold it, and it explains wind sword. It does 18 magical damage to the target, released when the bearer attacks. Okay, so I guess if we attack, we also do 18 damage more because of this wind thingy. I'm not sure if we're gonna see that here because I think pretty sure we will kill it. Yeah, I think we're just gonna kill it if we do it like this. Oh, nice, a critical. Okay, so we beat the fight. We got a bit of XP, we got a bit of Kama. Got some pig tokens, which we can only use on Pig Island, obviously. And okay, continue. Now we're back here. Look, take a look at the chest. We got one chest, so let's open it. Okay, so we have to choose one reward, and this is all some kind of spells. I have no idea what all these spells do and which one I should choose because I'm not familiar with the meta or builds or anything. Anyway, this does 22 damage, this does 22 damage. Okay, I like this one because it does like, it has like an interesting effect with the fire sword aura, so I'll pick it. Continue. Okay, so what these spells do is, if you collect a lot of the same spell, you can then upgrade it. Now, for example, if you right click on the one single spell, you can see here upgrade. Now, right now I cannot upgrade this spell because we don't have it. But yeah, so basically you can upgrade the damage it does, you can upgrade the effect. And it's pretty interesting. Usually just the damage though, as far as I know for now. Moving on. Companions. Now we've talked about this a little bit, but I'm gonna explain to you what it means. So basically, let's take a look at this little nugget here. It's a little bird, little peewee kind of bird thingy. As you can see, it costs no AP to cast because it doesn't have the blue icon in the top, which is cool. And it costs 2 fire. Do you remember that we spoke about the spells that have some effect? For example, this one. Soul Melt has the effect of getting 1 reserve AP, so you can use it later to get the AP that we saw in the fight. And it gives you 2 fire. Now 2 fire is basically the currency you have to pay within a fight to summon a little bird. So for example, if I cast this spell, after that I gain 2 fire points. I'm not sure what it's called, but I think like fire points. And this bird costs 2 fire points to summon. This one costs 3 fire points, but there's also like some hybrid ones. For example, this one. This one costs 2 fire points and 2 water. And these summons are basically your allies that also fight with you, and you can control them. And usually they have like a passive effect, and just they can only physically attack. They don't have like spells or a spell bar. It's just passive effects, and they can attack. For example, this one, appearance freezes adjacent opponents. So appearance is when you summon it. So if you summon this one next to an enemy, it will freeze the opponent next to it. And a frozen character suffers 5% of their max HP when the owner casts a spell. So you can see all of these have a lot of effects. And they're quite interesting. Some are even like 5. This one, for example, costs 5. And I've seen one that costs 9. Like, I think you can summon Gultard, which is 9 fire. Not sure if that's good or not, but it's probably quite a strong one. Anyway, let's select a couple of these cheap ones and do one last fight to check it out. We have... Okay, so we have a lot of fire ones here, so let's get another fire one. And put a bit more fire spells, so it's easier for us to generate these... generates the effect. So if you go to spells, you can have a look. So this one gives 1, this one gives 1, this one gives 1 fire point, this one gives 1, this one gives 2. So let's take the 2. The 1. Oh, and I see we also unlocked more spells. Not sure why, because we're still level 1, but apparently we can now use more spells. Okay, this should be good. Let's do one more fight. And then try to summon some companions. Okay, so let's do the level 4 one. I'm not sure if we can even beat this, but there's only one way to find out. So the first turn, we're just gonna run there since we have not much to do. Okay, so does 10 magical damage and applies oiled. Oh, interesting. So I'm not sure what oiled means, but if a character is oiled, this spell triggers an explosion which does 13 damage to opposing characters. Okay, so let's try that one. So let's oil this boy. Okay, so it gets a little icon. You can see in the top right that it is an oiled character. Okay, and he's next to some enemies. That's really cool. So now, if we cast this one, we get 2 fire points. We already have 1. So we get 2 more fire points. And it will trigger an explosion. And we will have 3 fire points. So that means we can summon this guy, Dargon. Let's... Did it explode? I'm not sure whether it exploded or not. Didn't look like it exploded. Oh well. Let's attack this guy. And now you can see we have this little boy we summoned. And okay, so the effect this guy has is if you attack someone, it gets a flaming heart aura, and the flaming heart does 6 magical damage to the attacker if this guy is attacked, and it lifesteals. Okay, so let's attack it. We hit 12, and you see there's a little heart around floating around. So now if this guy gets hit, oh, you see? Yeah, so the flaming heart triggered. That's quite interesting. I'm still not sure why the oiled guy didn't explode. Do we have any more ways to make someone oiled? Because this one also have like an extra effect if someone is oiled, but I don't think we have it for now. So let's just focus on damage here, because I'm not sure if we're gonna win this. Does 18 damage if there is at least 1 opponent around your hero, plus 1 fire sword aura to your hero. Okay. So there is an opponent around my hero. That's cool. We can still attack. And we have the fire sword now. And the fire sword does 13 magical damage to opponents around the bearer. If I attack. If the bearer attacks. So if I attack this one, these two should both get hit by the fire sword. According to this text. Yep, that's what happened. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So as you can see, there's a lot of like different mechanics, different states that every single character has. I find it really easy to figure out like what every spell does and what every character does, because you can just read everything back. You have plenty of time in one of your turns to figure out what's going on. And if you die, it's not the end of the world. You just spawn outside of the same island that you were on, at least as far as I know. I'm not sure about PvP. I'm not sure if dying there is problematic or not. Okay. And also what I really like with Dofus, it's very hard to determine how much damage you will do. For example, if you have a spell that says 13 to 15 damage, you can actually do 1000 damage with it if you have critical damage and if you have a lot of that element. Here it's very straightforward. Like this new wave spell says it does 28 damage. If I cast it on this guy, it will do 28 damage. Unless you crit. I guess that's the mechanic that's here as well, but it's more straightforward than Dofus in that regard. I'm not sure if in the future there's equipment or modifications that also cause these spells to do more damage that is not visible here, but as far as I know, so far it's not the case. Take this guy. If there's one surrounding opponent, gets a wind sword aura. Okay. There's someone around me, so I get a wind sword. What does the wind sword do? Released when the bearer attacks, does 18 magical damage to the target. Okay, so I don't want to attack this one because it only has 12 HP left. So let's attack this one, and this wind sword should trigger and do 18 more damage. Yeah, there we go. So it's quite easy. Let's finish this fight off real quick. Dump some spells on these guys. Melee, do Does 2 magical damage around your hero. Okay. Hey, we got 2 fire. Now we can summon Nugget. Let's summon a little bird. Okay. Didn't even kill it. This bird has no effect. This is like the basic ones you get when you just start off. It just it does 8 damage and that's about it. But hey, it can still help you. Even if your opponent attacks this little bird, you know, it's not you getting attacked, so you'd rather have the bird die than die yourself. Okay, there we go. Got some more. We leveled up to level 2. As you can see, we got more health points, we got more physical damage. And we can choose a spell. For the sake of now, I'll just choose this one. I like fire, so we'll go with fire. Oh, we even got to level 3, wow. Okay, I guess this big big room was level 4, so maybe we got a lot of XP for that. Let's select the same one. I'm not sure what it's going to do here. And we got a new hero spell. Teleports to your hero up to 3 cells. They inflict 25. Okay, teleport your hero up. It's basically, yeah, so it's jump. It's like jump as in Dofus. They inflict 25% of their attack on adjacent opponents. Adjacent opponents, I guess is how you pronounce it. Okay, continue. Hey, we got Master Teller, so we got another sidekick or a companion, however you want to call it. So this is how you can unlock multiple companions, multiple equipment, Hamas. Okay, that's cool. Let's have a look. So the spell we just selected, you can see there's like a green arrow here. Or maybe it's not so visible because my camera is in front of it. You can see it here. So you can deselect every spell. So now we have no spells. And they're all available here. But here you can see I have 2 spells that can be upgraded. So let's right click on it. Okay, so this one does 18 magical damage and a fire short aura. And if we upgrade it, hey, now it does 19 damage. And we can upgrade it again. 20 magical damage. So this is how you can improve like your spells and you can make them stronger. You just upgrade it with Kamas. And yeah, that's how you get stronger. There's also some appearances, I guess. You can buy for 5,000 Kamas. So I don't have that much. I only have 200. But if you want to look cool or different than someone else, then you can do that. So yeah, I think this is most of it that we can cover in one video. I mean, there's PvP and there's island defense. I have no clue how that works at all, so I'll have to play it a little bit myself. So this game is available on the Ankama launcher now. If you really like what you see, you can check it out now. I'm not sure how long the alpha is going to be out for, but personally, I think it's a very aesthetically pleasing game, and I think the characters look really well. They really did a good job in drawing and animating everything. It looks very solid in my opinion. Content-wise, I'm not sure. I think there's some dungeons. I think this guy has a dungeon, and other than that, there's just some quests. But I'm not sure yet. Just the fight we just did, it's all I've been doing because I really enjoy the combat system and learning about every single class, every single spell, every single companion. Really fun for me. If you look at the map, there's a lot of islands to explore. There's a lot of different monsters to be fought, I imagine. The pirate island we just went to accidentally, I have no clue what that does. So I'd say overall it seems like a really solid game, and yeah, I think I'll definitely be playing that more. I might also be streaming it during the holiday season, during the Christmas time, so if you want to check it out, my link of the Twitch will be in the description. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This was MvpWaven, and who knows, MvpWaven might be back with another video. Anyway, thanks so much guys, and see you later.